Oh man, it has been a long couple of days. I am Fish on a Heater, and I was reading through all of the things that Niantic are doing for the Pokemon Go game over the next month. And the one thing that intrigued me, and I'm sure many battlers, is this whole idea of Shadow Pokemon getting a boost to their attack and a debuff to their defense. Maybe not a lot of people. I heard some people saying that it's broken the game. I've looked at the numbers. It hasn't broken the game, guys, but it has made things a lot more interesting. There's a lot more strategy now. There's also, I have read, an intention to make it so that purified Pokemon can also get a boost when just attacking Shadow Pokemon, which will make things even more interesting again. But for now, I was just wondering, what are the best Pokemon... what are the Pokemon that benefit most from this adjustment in stats? And with this weekend, just this weekend, the ability to TM Frustration away from a Shadow Pokemon for one of the other moves in the Pokemon's move pool, now is the perfect time to be studying this and working out this information. So many numbers, guys. Let me see if I can look at this. This has been taking up, like, even when I close my eyes, they're all still there. Just the all the red and green everywhere. It's just ridiculous. That is what I've been doing for 2 days. I haven't been getting anything else done, but I think I've got some form of answer for you now on what the best PvP Shadow Pokemon are. So here are the top 3, in my personal opinion, best Shadow Pokemon. Third one is Magneton. Now, this might have gone higher, but it's quite situational. Obviously, we're not just doing Great League anymore. It's Ultra League and Master League are just as relevant. Magneton is only really good for Great League, and even then, you really want your opponent's shields to be down for it to be at its most effective. But if you can satisfy those two criteria, Magneton does better. Oh yeah, so I've got here the top 100. Here we go. Top 100 Pokemon for the Great League. So I've pitted regular Magneton versus Shadow Magneton against all of these, and out of those 100 best Great League Pokemon, the Shadow version does better than the non-Shadow version in 69 of them. That's over 2/3 of its matchups have improved. And out of all of its matchups together, the ones that improved and the ones that didn't improve, it did an average of 50 points better. Now, 50 doesn't, like, if you've used PvPoke before, I assume you have, all the ratings are out of 1,000. 50, in terms of 1,000, doesn't sound like a lot. But I've been studying the data for 2 days now, and I can safely say that there is really not much else in the entire field of Shadow Pokemon that reaches those kind of numbers. The only other Pokemon that kind of matches that, is on par with that, is actually Pinsir, surprisingly. Just when Pinsir's matchups improve, they improve by a lot. They really just, that close combat really just takes some dudes out. But there's only room for 3 here, so I've taken a look at the no shield situation for these two, and you can see here Registeel. I mean, you're still losing, but you are 54 points better off, which is gonna. It means that the Registeel has less health when you come out of it. If you find yourself locked into that matchup, you'll be able to survive just a bit longer. You are doing worse against Altaria, but then you're 48 points better off against Azumarill. You are 15 points better off against Deoxys. Tropius, you are almost 200 rating points better off. Swampert, you're doing better against. Zwilus, you're doing better against. Dugong, worse. Don't know why. Whiscash, Bastiodon, all of these matchups you are improving. Look at that. I think we've only had two so far up to this point. Oh, there's a third one that gets worse. Let's look at one of them here. Look at this. This is a huge difference. So what's happening here? Castform. Castform is beating the regular Magneton, which you wouldn't expect. It's Magneton is an electric Pokemon, but those water guns just pile up. Gets off a Weather Ball, does 46 damage. Magneton doesn't have much damage there to be HP there to begin with. The Discharge is doing 95 damage. So look, it's Castform isn't getting away very healthy. It's got 12 HP left, but it is getting away from it alive. As opposed to the Shadow version, where if you manage to land that Discharge, that's doing 114 damage, and Castform can no longer get to a Weather Ball. Those water guns are actually still doing the same amount of damage, but just not surviving long enough to get to that Shadow Ball. And you can see here, if Castform doesn't have any shields left, you are winning that one every time. If it has one shield left, all you need is one shield at least, and you can get there. And 2 shields, you need 2 shields as well, and that looks like it's an IV dependent one. But yeah, that totally flips that one. Just anything that is weak to electric or steel, but still manages to put up a fight, suddenly can't anymore. So where's another example? Frostlass here, look at that, 531, meaning Frostlass just gets the win against the normal version, 79 against the Shadow version, and we can take a look at that again. Here, Magnet Bomb doing 106 damage, huge amount, but not fainting it, because then Frostlass can get off a Shadow Ball, do 81 damage of its own, but the extra attack on Shadow Magneton, look at that, it loses a grand total of 15 HP for that entire battle. Magnet Bomb does 128 damage. That's almost a full Frostlass. There's others down the track. I think Poliwrath is changing that matchup a huge amount. You know, Poliwrath is winning that against the normal one, but getting crushed by the Shadow. Drifblim as well. Magneton is barely even getting scratched. So, Magneton, number 3. Situational, but if you can make it work, it will work really well for you. The second one, number 2, second best Pokemon to benefit from the Shadow boost is Vileplume. Vileplume is a little bit more general. It's useful in Great League and Ultra League. Here we go. I've got Razor Leaf, Sludge Bomb, Petal Blizzard. This is just the Great League for now, and I think I already had that up. Yep, I did. So, there was something I wanted to... Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I was just reading my notes here. Across Great League and Ultra League, Vileplume is almost improving that same number of matchups. It's 67 matchups on average across Great League and Ultra League, and it's improving all of its matchups by an average of 30. So if we look at the Great League, that extra Razor Leaf damage is just huge on some of these matchups. Look at Deoxys here. Deoxys is just winning against the regular version. It's getting out 1 Rock Slide, getting out 2, and then just taking it out with the Psycho Boost, which is doing 78 damage. Vileplume does benefit the most when it's 2 shields, so I've taken the 2 shield situation for all these. But then if you go to the Shadow version, it's not getting to that 3rd charge move. Razor Leaf doing 6 damage there, and 6 damage every, what is that, like 2 seconds? Something like that. 3 turns. Something ridiculous like that. How much damage was the Razor Leaf doing here? 5. So every time, every blip on this timeline is an extra damage done. and that is enough to take out the Deoxys. And then same thing happens with a bunch of other matchups. Let's see, oh no. Had a bunch. I think Shift Tree was one of them. Probopass. If I can find them. But you get the idea. Yeah, there we go. There's Shift Tree. So, very, very close there. Definitely IV dependent, or like a slight energy lead on one will flip the matchup, but then the Shadow Vileplume is just going to wreck it. And there's Probopass again. Already smashing Probopass, but with the Shadow Boost, it's just going even further. Cresselia in the Great League is IV dependent and smashing it. So that's Great League. If we go to Ultra League, nope, that is not Ultra League. Ultra League, again with 2 shields, the 100 best Pokemon for Ultra League. And look at this, Giratina altered. What is that? That's 48 points better off, something like that. It's really a lot closer on that matchup. The Origin form, that's 90 points better off. That's a huge difference. Go further down the list, Regice, IV dependent, suddenly smashing it with obviously with the 2 shields, but like Regice is an ice Pokemon. You wouldn't expect to have to watch out for a grass Pokemon there. Same with, look at this, Typhlosion. It's now beating Typhlosion with the Shadow Boost. And Blaziken. So, they're all getting slammed here. That's a huge difference that the Vileplume makes in Ultra League. I have taken Master League as well. It's not really viable in Master League. Here are the top 100 Master League Pokemon. But if you were to use a Vileplume, you'd be getting a better result against a Mewtwo. You would be you'd be crushing a Darkrai. You'd be getting a better result against Garchomp. And, further down as well, I'm pretty sure there is Heracross. It's beating Heracross too. So it does have a little bit of something going on in Master League too, but it's really that great in Ultra League that you want the Vileplume for. That is, it's just going to make a huge difference in those 2 leagues. That leads me to the best Pokemon, from what I could see, to benefit from the Shadow stat change, and that is Gardevoir. Gardevoir, exactly the same as Vileplume, where you're just relying on that hard hitting, fast move damage, but it does have the extra benefit of having slightly faster charge moves, and also it's viable in Master League as well. So the numbers as compared to Magneton and Vileplume don't sound as impressive, but I consider it the most useful because it translates to Great, Ultra, and Master League. So if you want to know the numbers, got my notes here. 61% of matchups across all 3 leagues and all shield situations. So just all situations. Oh, so unless it's like uneven. I didn't test the uneven shield situations, but so all even shield matchups in all 3 leagues. 61% of those matchups improved, and it was an average of 29 rating points better off. The 1 shield did get us the best results, and there were some very, very good results there. Let's take a look at Great League. And we are flipping the Whiscash matchup. That was the one that kind of intrigued me the most, so we'll take a look at it, but you kind of know what's coming. It's the same thing as what we had with Vileplume. Getting off 1 charge move there, those charms doing, what is that, 16 damage. Getting off a Synchronize, and then a Blizzard to knock it out. winning that battle for Whiscash. But then if we go the Shadow version, which is doing more damage per charm, it's now 19 damage per charm, and it's not getting... Well, it's getting the same amount of charge moves out, but it can't get to a Blizzard, which was what was knocking us out before. So it flips that matchup around, and yeah, just doing heaps better on a lot of these. 30 points better off against Bastiodon. This one I can't explain. Alright, let's just see what's going on here. It's doing worse against Umbreon, but I'm curious now. This was not planned. So, what are we at? That Charm is doing 16 damage. It's getting to 1 foul play, 2 foul plays, and then 1 more Snarl and it faints, interestingly. Oh no, Gardevoir's winning that one. What am I talking about? That's what was the problem. Okay, so... And then, what's this one? That's, Okay, so it's just not... It's... Fainting it before getting into... I don't know. But... Ain't nobody got time for this. So, anyway. So yeah, that's Great League. Ultra League, let's look at that. Getting the 100 best Ultra League Pokemon. Taking a look at Gardevoir versus them. And look at this. You are flipping the Swampert matchup. You're suddenly winning in the one-shield situation against Swampert. Look at this. Giratina. Oh! Look at that. Over 200 points better off. Let's take a look at that matchup. Getting 1 Ominous Wind off, getting a 2nd Ominous Wind off, and fainting. The Charms doing 26 damage each, which is obviously doing a lot to the Giratina. 18 HP left after that. So what was that, 26? I bet you this is going to just be a huge amount. Where were we? With the boost, 32 damage. 32 damage per charm. If that was a Magneton, it would be gone in 3 charms. But yeah, just a massive flip there. You're beating Alolan Muck as well, which is a pretty popular one in Ultra League. So yeah, just a couple of examples of important matchups that you're flipping. And then if we look at Master League, not only are you flipping Giratina Origin by a lot, that's about 250 points, you're also getting the Dialga matchup, Dialga, Dialga, Tomato, Tomato, and it's about the same against Giratina altered form. I guess that would be because of that Shadow Claw damage. But yeah, the 2 best rated Pokemon for Master League, you are absolutely crushing them now with the Shadow Boost. You were losing against them before, you're beating them now. Big, big deal. So, that's why I put Gardevoir as, in my opinion, the best Pokemon to benefit from the Shadow Boost. I just noticed that this light here is kind of creeping in through my window and making this look real bad, so I better wrap this up real quick. Hopefully you can see this in time for the TM Rocket event, but if we know Niantic, and I'm pretty sure we do, they will probably bring it back again at some point, so don't despair. I'm Fish on a Heater, and good luck in your next battle.